To be true, at least true to me. One thing I found. One thing I never let me
Get
down.
up, I get. Get up, I get. Get up, I get.
Get up, I get. Get up, I get. First I had to, then I snatched the chart. First I had their ear, now I had their heart. Rappers came and went. I've been here from the start. Watch them take it apart. I seen them repo, be sold, and be driven. He holds number one position. When you hot, I'm hot. And when your feet cold, mildly sizzling. It's plain to see. Cause can't fuck with me.
Get up, I get. Get up, I get.
God given. This is hard living mixed with crystal sipping. When it comes to being true, at least true to me. Well,
They're
damn.
probably gonna cut it.
Cheers.
They're gonna cut us off on Facebook. That's a throwback, huh?
Man.
Oh man.
And welcome back to another episode of Marlon vs. Marlon. And I'm your boy Marlon.
And I'm your boy Marlon.
Join us as two childhood friends go back and forth. We will argue, we will fight, and we will debate
No.
on everything from sports to pop culture and everything in between.
All right. Yes. It's been a. Obviously, we're in March now, mid March at this point. March Madness going on, so we'll touch on a little bit of March Madness, men and the women's side. February was a crazy month. Obviously, Valentine's Day, my wife's birthday. It's just been a crazy month. So we couldn't even do. I don't know what's going on that end over there, but yeah, we couldn't even do a post Super Bowl episode. So it was just stuff couldn't line up, and I know you really want to record and everything, but yeah, we can touch on that just briefly. So, for one, how's your brother? I mean, I'm gonna get a little messy real quick. So, was he all right? When did you wait to reach out to him? Like, is he doing okay? How's he doing?
Well, I think everybody, all the Eagles fans, all the 49er fans have recovered since the last couple of days. The Cowboys didn't do anything, so like, even though they got smacked in the Super Bowl, they didn't really get smacked, but they lost. Who cares what the score was? Yeah. They didn't win it. I actually talked to him that day. It was funny because it was one of those situations where it looked like they could have won the game. Like,
yeah,
I don't know why they stopped running the football. It was like Shanahan wanted to prove a point that Brock Purdy could win a football game, and for what? It was like, bro, you're averaging 4 or 5 yards a pop. Keep handing the ball off to Christian McCaffrey, who's been your best player all year. Why are you changing the game plan now? So I mean, they was kind of mad at themselves more than me at that moment.
Yeah.
So it was all good.
And then not necessarily knowing the overtime rules, that was, and I'm not even going to give them any credit for it, because as coaches, as your higher ups, as your coordinators and all that stuff, you need to know stuff like that, because these rules do change every year, if not every other year. So you got to be, it's just like at work with product updates, you got to read your emails. So I guarantee you all of this stuff gets sent out in the email, and if anything, we all get notified whenever stuff like that changes. So so that's definitely something that you just got to be aware of, and just know, hey, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get, it's not one touchdown and then the game's over. Like, no, just because of the Josh Allen rule, unfortunately, that's what it is. So now each team gets to touch the ball, possess the ball. So you kick that field goal, the game ain't over. So this is kind of gears towards what college does at that point. So, but yeah, man. So and then Mahomes is Mahomes. He just, but we talked about this before with the Chiefs and their defense, and I've said this too in a group chat that we have, that their biggest assignment, if you will, or the biggest thing that they needed to work on and make sure that they got done, was make sure Chris Jones got signed, which they did that. So their offense definitely looked shaky at times over the course of the whole year, but playoffs, their defense came to play. So they did for the most part, a decent job with San Francisco, and yeah, so unfortunately, shout out to them for back to back, but I don't think they'll sniff a three-peat, though. I will say that.
That's what you were hoping for this year too. But I mean, they're the best team, bro. They got the right guy leading the helm, bro. They're good, dog. They're good. They got the right coach. They got the right quarterback.
Yeah.
A couple pieces here and there, man, and
Hmm.
that experience now is second to none. They
Yeah.
don't panic when they get behind. They're poised. They know what it takes, and they get it done, man.
And something that you've always said, one of your biggest arguments is you traded away your best player, if not the best receiver in the league, and still were able to go and not only get to one Super Bowl, but two. So, which is, I think that's a wild. So, all right, but
Brother,
enough about the
the
Chiefs.
quarterback
Oh,
is
go ahead.
so important in football. I was just saying the quarterback is
Mm-hmm.
so important in football. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's crazy, but yeah,
yeah, and it's quarterback, and also too with coaching. Defense is important too as well. We can't take nothing away from them, but yeah, between the quarterback, just being better than everybody, dealing with all of the drops from Scantley and just all of the receivers, and dealing with Kelsey. What didn't look like Kelsey all year, so um,
right.
and it's this is just what they do. Running backs have been Pacheco's been probably the most consistent running back, um, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been up and down, and I think they got one more running back that they kind of put in the rotation, but Pacheco for the most part is definitely you know as consistent as they come. So, but they'll be ready. They didn't really make too many additions as far as in the yeah, I mean, as far as we can just jump right into free agency with the Chiefs as far as what they did. The biggest thing, obviously, Chris Jones, 5 years, 158, 100 guaranteed. Drew Tranquil, he came from the Chargers, and he's just been bashing the Chargers ever since, trying to get Mike Williams over. So he re-signed 3 years, 13. Darius Sneed, we got him. Other than that, that's really all that they did. They'll probably address the draft, address some situations maybe on the offensive line. Receiver, I'm sure a big name receiver is going to go over. Michael Thomas is a free agent. Mike Williams is a free agent. I don't see them trading for somebody like T. Higgins, but
Odell
it's
Beckham now a free agent.
Odell. That's who I want. That's who I want. So, but yeah, man. I mean, we could just start it right at the top with the big free agent news with Saquon. I mean, that's something that I didn't see. I know we heard that Houston was in the runnings. Also, we heard that uh, I heard a article or two that the Chargers were interested, but we knew that the Giants weren't going to resign. But as far as the Eagles, that's something I did not see. And when you look at that team, that offense, it just got no disrespect to DeAndre Swift. He was decent. He was good. He was quick. He could run up the middle. He's all right. He's no Saquon, but so shout out to them for the addition, because they went from pretty good, having a bad year, to y'all better watch out for this offense.
I mean, he kind of had to do that last year too. I don't. I just think Saquon was the best running back available. I I know he had an injury a couple years ago, but seeing what he did with that Giants
Hmm.
team when they were like he was the only option and running against 7, 8 man boxes and still being successful and keeping the Giants in games because I mean that's really all they could do. It was a big pickup. Shout out to the Eagles, man. They making some moves. This is the second year in a row where they've really made a splash, not only in free agency but like on the trade market, going out and getting guys and making it a like. I think that other guys see that and want to sign there because they're like these guys want to win and they want to win now. I want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Unlike another team in the NFC East.
Oh, 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 the Commanders?
No, they've actually had a good free
Yeah.
agency too.
Yeah. You know what's wild is as I look at everybody's, and I'm on one of the websites, and I can just see everybody's um, moves that they made pretty much from free agency. Everybody at least has like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, moves. The Cowboys got three. You got Kendricks, which we didn't necessarily. I thought he did okay for us. I would have preferred to have Kyle Van Noy, a little bit older, veteran presence on our team. You guys signed Kendricks. I'm sure it's probably a 1 year deal. I don't want to say this guy's name wrong. I feel like Jordan Lewis, corner, and then you guys got another. I guess is that left safety? Trent Sieg.
No,
So
no, no, no. Long snapper.
oh,
They signed a long snapper, and it made
I
it
think
into the news that a long snapper was their first signing of free agency period, and they did. It
hold
was a re-signing. It was a
on,
re-signing. That's what
hold on.
that's what the LS stands for, bro. Long snapper. Yeah. No, no, no. Honestly,
I'm like,
long.
what is that? What is that?
No, you were rightfully confused. Like, why is this? I've never seen this before. Why are they reporting this? Why does this matter? No, you're absolutely right.
That's oh wow. Yeah, it was left safety. I was like, I thought it may have been another corner or something, but that's oh man, that was funny. Shout out to Ron, shout out to John in the comments. Yeah, Ron,
Yes,
I
thank
didn't
you.
know. Yeah, John, left safety. I didn't know what that was. LS, I've never. I don't know, left side of the field. I'm not sure what that was, but yeah, you guys got three signings. So shout out to you
Stop,
guys.
stop referring to them as you guys. The Dallas Cowboys have three signings, and one of them was a long snapper. Hey, but Ronald, I appreciate it, bro. Everybody good on this side, man. We all safe. Thank you, bro.
Oh man, all right. Yeah, so back to at least Saquon and the Eagles. I mean, and shout out to him. And I think it was what's the dude's name? Tiki Barber giving him, I guess, a backhand compliment or trying to make a joke or whatever he was doing. He wouldn't turn down if money was the same as I'm not sure exactly how much they were getting paid back then when he was paying, but when you get a contract like that, the Giants were going to give him the money like that. So if he's trying to get 25 million a year or guaranteed, I'm sorry, and for 3 years, however much, you got to take it at this point. So
Who,
I can't
Saquon?
fault nobody. Exactly. I'm not because especially running backs aren't really getting paid like that really unless you Christian McCaffrey. So the
He
fact
didn't
that
really
he
get a
was
big.
able
He didn't get a big bag, did he?
3 years, 25 million guaranteed up to 37. So that's not horrible compared to what the running backs are getting now. Derrick Henry basically got 10 a year, but it's up to it's 2 years for 20, but that's incentives and all that too as well. So I don't necessarily and then on top of that 25 million guaranteed, running backs don't see contracts like that anymore. Um so yeah, so he's
8 million a year ain't bad. I'm not. I mean, but yeah, it is. It's funny how
but it's hold on one second, but
that market
it's
has
3 to 30
changed.
3 years 37, but 25 of that is guaranteed.
Yeah,
So that's
I got you.
yeah,
I just
so
don't. I don't know how the Dallas Cowboys didn't make a move at running back. I mean, we all knew that they weren't going to keep Tony Pollard, but when there's a list of like 8 guys that are all Pro Bowl caliber running backs and they didn't get anybody, that's
mhm.
crazy to me. But John, I told y'all last year or at the end of last year, if the Cowboys don't make significant moves to put themselves in position to be contenders, I'm not fooling with them. I'm not about to be a bandwagon jumper and go to another team. I'm just going to enjoy football now without caring
Like
about what the
Austin.
Cowboys do. No,
Yeah.
Austin's a Cardinals fan. I'm not changing teams because I'm an adult male, but you know, but no
Which
shots at Austin. He had a
I'm
valid
taking all
reason. It was
shots. Nah, whatever. I'm taking all shots. I want all the smoke. Uh, but yeah, looking at Tennessee, we were talking about Tony Pollard. They signed Mason Rudolph to a 1 year deal. He's obviously not going to be the guy, but getting Calvin Ridley for 4 years, 92. Obviously Tony Pollard 3 years for 24. And then they have some other weapons too as well. No big name signings. Kenneth Murray, who was with us since we drafted him, he came with in the year that Herbert came. So 2 years for 15. He's a linebacker. So they made a lot of moves. Miami made a lot of moves.
the offense got
Um,
better, which is scary
yes, yeah, they
because
did
they were
lose.
good.
They did lose Christian Wilkins to the Raiders, but still, like that, I feel like they made a lot of moves. Um, who else? Who else? Who else? Washington. I feel like they you have to be competitive if you're Washington because you're already last place, second to last place in the division. Um, you got to make noise, especially with the new ownership, Magic Johnson and the crew. You got to make noise. So they've had some signings too as well. I think Mariota went there, which is not saying much, but Austin Eckler signs. He gets a 2 year. this, which Austin Eckler was another running back advocating for his money, but 2 years, 11 million, 3 million signing bonus. So hopefully he
I feel
gets his
like
money.
no, he's not gonna get any money.
I
He's
mean,
Dennis Schroeder. He's Dennis Schroeder. Should have
but
took what the Chargers was offering
here,
you 2 years ago.
here's a wild part is his last year of his contract, he was making 6 million, and I get it. You want to get extra money, you want to try to go and negotiate, hold out, all that stuff, but the money wasn't there. And unfortunately, in the situation where last year did not help with you, Herbert obviously got hurt towards the end, but he necessarily wasn't the best version of Austin Eckler last year. So that obviously hurt your stock at that point. So
Bro, he's not really like that. Can we call a spade a spade? He's not on the Chargers no more, so we can be honest.
he's
He's not an every down back, and he wanted to get paid like one.
ouch.
What? That's a fact.
Ah,
Did he
I
think
mean,
you just told me. You just told me. Listen, you just told me that Saquon Barkley got 3 years for 36. Derrick Henry got 10 million a year. What kind of money could you give Austin Eckler? He's neither of those guys. He's not even in a conversation with those guys. Yes, he scores a lot of touchdowns because
and
they have an explosive offense and they were on the goal line a lot. He wasn't scoring a lot of big touchdowns.
he was last year, so not the year that just passed, but the year before, he had an amazing year, fantasy wise. So he was getting catches, he was scoring touchdowns, he was doing everything for the team. And
And they
at
missed the
that point,
playoffs.
at that point, we made the playoffs that year. We just got smacked in the playoffs, but
Oh
by
yeah.
Jacksonville. But that year was a year where he had a lot of leverage. But this year, it didn't help him at all. So yeah, so I think we knew at the end of the day we weren't going to re-sign him. But we can stick with us real quick. Um, we had some huge cap issues that we need to figure out, and I've been screaming this for years. I feel like between Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, one if not two of those guys were going to get released. Mike Williams, he's gone. I definitely wish him the best. They're saying that we could possibly get him back. I don't necessarily think we will. I think he's going to test the market. He may get maybe $7 million from maybe the Chiefs or Eagles. He's going to go to a contender. Obviously, why wouldn't you know? Why wouldn't you? I'm not going to go to a team like the Cardinals or something like that for $8 million. I'm not going to do that. I'm trying to win. So I don't see him coming back. Keenan Allen, he possibly still could restructure his contract. He's still pretty high on the cap. Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa, they both restructured their deals. I still think there's a possibility that we could still trade Joey Bosa in the draft. Um, I don't know that the coaching staff is really high on him. I personally wouldn't mind if he went, but yeah, that's my 2 cents on at least the cap situation. Go ahead.
We both spent some time hung out around Keenan. Um,
Yeah,
do you think he's the type of guy that's going to take less money?
he has leverage. He has leverage to, and I've said this too. One of the last times we recorded, in 13 games, he had the best between receptions, yards, touchdowns. He had the best year he's ever had in 13 games. He did once Herbert went out. He said, "Screw it. I'm not going in and playing with some scrub," which I get it, especially at this point of his career. He's over 30. I 100% agree with him. So he has the leverage now because he's had a great year last year. Um, I think that he should do a potential restructure, maybe extension, which is which is possible. Maybe give him some upfront money, help with the cap a little bit. See, that's the thing. We don't know exactly what Bosa and Max restructure looks like just yet. It very well could benefit them in the future because they've restructured before to where they basically got their money pushed out. So I don't know how it would work, but to your point, he has leverage because of the year that he
And
had last year.
and Jim Harbaugh is going to run the football. He's not going to have that kind of year again. I hope he knows that. Don't take less money, bro, because it's not going to come back around. That's what I would say to Keenan Allen. Just being honest.
Yeah, Ron's in the comments. One thing to note, the Chargers, right or wrong, are finally recognizing the importance of honoring franchise legends. He may be one that benefits from that. He might. He very well might, and
Oh yeah,
I
he deserves it. He's probably one of the best Chargers that we've had in the city, or not in the city. Sorry, guys, um, but one of the
well,
best Chargers outside of the quarterback, right? Because you guys love Herbert, but I mean, we're talking about LT and then him, right? In the past 20-25 years.
if we're going that far, you still got to throw in Junior Seau. You got to throw in Antonio Gates. I mean, I can go on and on, but
Antonio Gates, Antonio
Philip
Gates.
Rivers. You may not like him, but if we're talking Chargers legends, I mean,
Yeah,
he's up there.
20.
21,
Junior Seau's
21.
Junior Seau's getting up there. It might be more than 25 years ago at this point for him, but
Yeah,
yeah, it's
because
up there.
I think he was with the Dolphins. I want to say early 2000s, late 90s, roughly. But yeah,
The Dolphins, the
yeah,
Patriots, right? Didn't he go
Patriots
to the
too.
Patriots?
Yeah, no, it may have been the Patriots, not the Dolphins. But yeah,
Yeah,
but
he said
yeah,
LT
but he,
Gates, Keenan Allen. That's where I'm at with it.
yeah, yeah, and as far as Gates and not Gates, but Bosa and Keenan Allen were the original Chargers drafted in San Diego, so they were the only two remaining ones that actually played in San Diego. So, but we'll see. But all
Nice.
right, so going on to what we
You,
got,
s-
Gus Edwards.
you
I
see that
think
right
that
there, real
this.
quick?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Duke loses again. I just want you to throw that in there.
Oh, okay, we're gonna talk about North Carolina too in a second. Which they could they get the 1 seed?
It's gonna be tough, but if they win this
Okay,
tournament and somebody else fall off, maybe.
okay, okay. All right. So Gus Edwards, we get Gus Edwards for 2 years, 6 million, 3 million guaranteed, 3.3. To me, this is a steal at this point. To see what he did last year, 13 million, I mean 13 million, 13 touchdowns last year. Um, and that Raven offense is a little tricky because Lamar can obviously run the ball. You had weapons all over the place between Andrews. You had Odell didn't really do too much, but you got Zay Flowers, you got Bateman, you have an exchange of the running backs, and obviously Lamar can run. So but he did great in the system, and the fact that we can get him, he's paired back up with Greg Roman, his old offensive coordinator. So I love the deal. It's a little bit more than what we would have. No, it's actually less than what we would have gave Austin Eckler. And I feel like we have a better back. We have a better power back that can actually score because that was one of the issues that we had down in the red zone. We didn't have, and this actually kind of goes to your point, we didn't have a running back that can actually power it in when we needed a touchdown, when we're on the 1, 2, 3 yard line, which is what Zeke was to you guys a couple years ago. We never really had that for years now. And even going back to 10 years ago, we didn't have a consistent guy like that, but now we have him. And we signed a tight end, we signed two tight ends actually. And then we re-signed our safety. So we only really made 4 moves. I think that they're really not in a rush to make a lot of moves, changes. We're going to figure out what we're going to do in the draft, which I think we're probably going to trade back. And we definitely need depth. Cornerback, we're looking very suspect. O-line, we're going to need more protection with Herbert. And we're going to need another running back. So, uh-oh. No, what?
You don't need protection for Herbert. He's only taking 3-step drops, or he's handing the ball off.
But in general, we need just offensive line protection. That's really mainly what I'm saying.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you guys go out and sign another tight end. What was that offensive coordinator's name?
Greg Roman.
That's the one that was in Baltimore, right?
Yep.
With the other Harbaugh brother. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all gonna run. You gonna run the ball a lot and throw the ball to tight ends a lot. I think that you might see Herbert with the best completion percentage of his career. A lot of short stuff. I think you guys might need to find somebody like a Zay Flowers in the draft, somebody who can take something short and do a lot with it. I just don't see a lot. Like, I kind of think that Gus Edwards is the perfect running back for you guys. I know you mentioned that you got him for less than what you would Eckler got,
Eckler.
and a better running back, more productive, almost an every down back. Maybe not a third down, catch it out the backfield kind of guy, but definitely run between the tackles like you guys will be doing. I just think I think you guys are doing good right now. Don't overspend on Mike Williams. Again, you're not throwing the ball down the field. Don't need that right now. Uh, so it's going to be an interesting situation. Um, did you guys already pay? You guys already paid Herbert, right?
Yeah, he
You
got
guys just
paid
paid him.
last year. He got paid last year, so he's still at this point right now the second or third highest paid running back or quarterback. So he's gonna be good for at least, you know. And what's crazy is all the four guys that we mentioned on the cap, they were affecting the cap more than Herbert is now. So
I know you aren't gonna like this, but this is gonna be a wild, bold, crazy, outlandish take.
mhm.
Don't be surprised if Herbert is not on the Chargers in 4 years.
Yeah, that's wild.
I know.
And the only reason,
Listen,
but see, that's the thing.
you know.
And
Let me say something. Let me say something real quick
go ahead,
before
go ahead.
before you retort what I just said. It's more wilder to think that Russell Wilson isn't on the Broncos after they gave him that contract a couple years ago. But a similar
Yeah,
situation.
but okay, I see what you're saying. But at the end of the day, I don't necessarily. Well, because now we're talking personalities. We're talking Russ was already a certain way. Russ was a Super Bowl champion. Russ is this, Russ is that. Russ has his own ways of doing things. Whereas with Herbert, he's quiet. He don't talk much. He just wants to win. He's not really that guy that is out there that does this and that. Harbaugh could have went to Atlanta and saw what Atlanta they're having. You obviously just got Kirk Cousins. You have some other pieces too as well. You got your running back. You have Kyle Pitts. You have weapons in Atlanta. So he very well could have went there. He could have went to a place or two as well. But my personal opinion, Herbert was one of the main reasons, if not the main reason, why he ended up coming to the Chargers. Of course, whether he may have a great relationship with Dean Spanos and all that stuff, I see what you're saying, but me personally, I would rather see him potentially restructuring to seeing what. Because look at Mahomes, this dude restructured again for his team. This is like the third time he's restructured his contract to build more cap space to get more players. So I don't necessarily see it being a case of that he's going to be gone. I understand what you're saying and where you're getting at as far as what Harbaugh likes to do, run, run, run. At the end of the day, you can't run the ball, you know, 80 times a game. You're going to have to
Why
pass it.
not?
You're going to have to.
Have you
You're
watched
going to
Have you
have.
watched the Ravens play?
You're gonna. Okay, so Lamar doesn't pass the ball. Go and look how many touchdown
If
passes Lamar's had over the course of the year,
if
especially to Mark Andrews. So you
okay, tight ends.
it's like
If 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 what's Herbert hands the ball off more times than he passes the ball in a game, do you think he's not gonna be upset about that?
if we're winning, who cares? At the end of the day, with what we did with Kellen Moore, with Joe Lombardi, with if that's not working and you need to switch it up and do something else, there will be certain games where we have to win by Herbert's arm. There's going to be certain games where we're going to run the ball a lot more, or other games where defense is going to win. At the end of the day, who cares?
You
Even
know what
when
I
you look
just
at Brady,
realized? This is
even
why
when you
you
look
feel
at
like this.
Brady,
This is why you don't feel like this. And you said Mahomes. Mahomes is not in this conversation. Mahomes is a 3-time Super Bowl champion, MVP. He's in the Brady mold where he's taking less to sign players to win Super Bowls. He's not taking less to hand the ball off to somebody. This is what I'm saying. I know you don't watch college football enough, so you didn't see when he was at Michigan and all he did was run the football last year.
are
This
we
past
are
season,
we are we comparing McCarthy to Herbert right now?
I'm comparing John Harbaugh to John Harbaugh right now. Is what I'm doing.
No, but
Did
you can't. Okay, that's one thing, but it's a completely different system, completely different league at this point. If depending on what type of quarterback you have, you can't. Okay, you're like this right here. If you have somebody like Joe Burrow and then you have somebody like Lamar Jackson, your offensive plan, your offensive scheme is going to be different because of the type of quarterback that you have. I'm not saying that McCarthy compares to Lamar or nothing like that, but depending on the type of quarterback you have, your system can change. But also too, you have Harbaugh, but you have Greg Roman too as well. So it's going to be Greg Roman's offense.
Did you see what Greg Roman's offense looks like?
Yeah, Okay, because of the type of quarterback they had. Trust me, we'll see. We're obviously going to see because we don't know. We're speculating. You're saying that Herbert's going to be gone or traded in 4 years, which I think is
I'm saying
blasphemy.
don't be
Truthfully,
surprised. I'm saying don't be surprised. You would have probably
I'm
said
not
it
going
was
to be
blasphemy.
surprised because
Hey, all I'm saying is, and he's in the comments saying the same thing you saying. I saw Jim Harbaugh at Stanford also with who? That's right, Andrew Luck. Same offense, pro style, two tight ends, two running backs. We've seen him with good quarterbacks that could throw the football, bro. I'm
you
saying
must be
that,
cracking that can.
yeah, he said that. All I'm saying is,
uh,
I believe the past 25 years of what Jim Harbaugh has shown me. Is all I'm saying.
All right. So while you on that crack, I'm gonna get on this promo. So, uh, as you guys know, every episode is brought to you guys by Getting It Customs. Reach out to them, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok for your custom gear. I need to get me some more. I tried to get Marlon some, but he didn't want any. But your custom Chargers gear, 15% off of Marlon versus Marlon. And they'll get you squared away. Yeah, I don't know what's in that can either, but that's
Another free
it. All
promo.
depend.
Red Bull Yellow.
Oh,
You get nothing off when you go buy this at the store with code Marlon
I,
versus
I,
Marlon.
I told you stay off that stuff, man. But anyway.
Yeah, we
It all
all have our
depends on what type
vices.
of quarterback you have. I can definitely see a Herbert potentially restructuring or something like that, but to release him, you don't. And you can disagree, obviously, because you're not the biggest fan of Herbert, but you don't
I
come
think Herbert's
across a
good.
quarterback. You don't come across a quarterback like him, and I think this year we're going to see a big leap. I was talking to, and it was what I was going to say earlier. There are a lot of players on our team that haven't even reached their full potential yet because of horrible coaching. And so now we have a ton of the coaching staff from Michigan. We got strength coaches. We have, Greg Roman. We have a lot of guys from all over. And I think, I'm telling you, we're going to see a completely different team. We're going to be respected. We're going to be, at this point now, we're going to be feared. This defense, hopefully we can get more pieces on this defense. We're going to look completely different. You can laugh all you want. But
I
yeah,
was laughing at the comments, bro.
As a
Dang.
Chargers fan, because when you think about it defensively, nobody feared us. When you saw us coming up on the schedule, you knew your offense was going to have at least 400 yards in the air and close to 200 yards on the ground. That's a fact. And I don't care what team it is. That's normal. But now we have we're going to have a solid run game. We're going to address it in the draft. Hopefully we move back, get more weapons. So we're going to see. We would. By the way, this is I think the longest we talked about Chargers, which I think is amazing. But yeah, we're gonna. This is gonna be a completely new team, and you will see in the future. I know you don't.
What
You
what am
know,
I gonna see? Are you guys gonna win the NFC West?
no, because we're not in that division. But the AFC West is a
I mean the
possibility.
AFC West. The AFC West.
Um, I
If not, you
I
guys are gonna be
think
the
it's.
second best team, which you guys have been for the past 4 years. So what's the jump? Or
I think
more than
that,
that.
truthfully, I think we're not going to be giving up as many points. Obviously, on defense, we're going to have more control of the clock. It's hard for me to say because obviously I don't know anything right now other than we have a new coach, we have a couple new weapons, we released a couple people. There's not much. I can't talk in depth. I haven't seen one practice. There's nothing that I can really tell you that's going to back it up because it's all speculation at this point. But as far as
So
a Charger fan having high hopes, obviously I'm hoping it's going to be completely different than what we had for the past 4 years with a guy that had no clue what he was doing running this team.
so you can tell me that you guys are going to throw the ball. You can tell me that you guys are going to make a huge
Mhm.
jump. You can tell me that you guys are going to be feared and respected. And you're going to
Yeah,
tell me that you guys are going to make a huge leap. But you didn't say, I don't know anything right now. So I
I don't.
can't.
I don't. I don't.
but you but you just said a whole bunch of stuff.
I don't. The only thing that I can, as fans, just as if you guys picked up pieces, I mean, I'm sure the Eagles with Saquon, they can say, okay, well, the running offense is going to look like this, the offense is going to look like that. Well, we don't know. You can only go by what you've been recently over the past couple years, and you can look at what that person or that coach has done in the past and say, okay, well, if we get that person or that coach implemented in our system, we should look like this. Hopefully we look like that. But, no, we're not going to be able to tell anything up until everything gets there. But, I mean, if we don't get at least 10 wins, the season's a failure at that point. I can tell you that right now.
17, 18 games. So, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. So,
but
yeah.
okay. I'm glad you guys are excited about the season, man. And I don't.
And I mean, but you're not. So, I mean, I don't.
No, I'm excited about football season. I don't.
Just not about the
I,
Cowboys.
I told you. I told you before you guys signed, when you wanted to sign Harbaugh, that I didn't know why they would do that because it seemed like it wasn't a fit. But hey, I could be wrong. I'll come back, sit right in the same chair. I got a new chair, by the way. Can you see it? It's nice.
No,
Chiefs red. It's Chiefs red.
No,
It's Chiefs red.
What?
But
Are you a Chiefs fan?
no. I just like red.
Okay.
Shout out to Caparon and but no, I'm excited. I'm always excited for football season. I'm excited for college football season, expanding the playoff. I'm excited for the NFL season.
Oh yeah, that starts this year, huh?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you can root on your coach's old team, Michigan. But
Sure. Yeah. Why not?
yeah, hey, for your sake and for my dad's sake, who also likes the Chargers sometimes, but he's a 49er fan.
Sometimes.
Yeah, because they're not very good the past few years, so he's just been on the 49er side of things. But
How
and
was
for
he
the
feeling
city,
couple weeks ago? Is he all
he
right?
don't care.
Hanging in there?
His best friend won the Super Bowl with the 49ers, so he always gonna rock with them.
Yeah.
So it's not really a big deal.
All right, so we got the draft April 27th, 28th, roughly around there. So we will see what happens with that. Schedule release probably is going to be at some point mid-May, so we'll see. I know we do play the Ravens. That's the game I'm going to try to go to. So hopefully we can get that game early, Harbaugh and Harbaugh, maybe week 1. I will for sure be out there for that. So
In Baltimore?
No, it's in LA.
Oh,
It's in,
how
we
you
play
know
that.
that?
You know what I'm saying? Come on now. I know these things, man. Now, they have before the season ends, they basically let you know who's your away game and who's your home games for next year. So you could probably look it up now so you can see what division you're playing and where you play. So we play the AFC North, and I want to say, and we play the AFC South, I believe. So you can see at least what games are you don't know when and where they've released a couple games. I know that the Eagles, I think they open in Brazil, I think on a Friday because we got that game on Thursday, and then they're gonna play that game on Friday. So you should at least see who your away and your home games are. So yeah, man. So other than that, what was your take on the brawl, the fight, LSU, South Carolina, and then what was her name, Kim Mully's response and all that? Like, don't. I,
Kim
I'll say
Mulkey.
this, Mogi. I'll say this: it's at the end of the day, a fight is a fight. If you're in the heat of the moment, somebody knocks somebody down, whatever the case is, you're not thinking of, oh yeah, this person's big, this person's small, or whatever, blah 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 blah. Like if somebody got your back, they're gonna run up on them regardless. So I love the fight, I love the passion, I love the energy, and I'm definitely hoping that they line it up to where we definitely see these two teams in the tournament.
Um, I kind of everybody was mad at the girl on LSU, and I kind of thought it was like after the foul, like yeah, she had a clear path intentional foul, whatever you want to call it, after the ball was stolen from her.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't mind like the girl who she fouled took a swipe at her and almost hit her.
Yeah.
Another girl on South Carolina ran up and flexed and yelled in her face. And the second girl was running up, flexed and also yelled in her face. And she was like, "Get out of here." I didn't think that was going to warrant what followed.
Mm-hmm.
She hit her like Ray Lewis hit Chad Ochocinco over the middle. Like That shit was crazy,
Yeah, and ran up on her, and it was, yeah.
bro.
And then
Ran
speaking of
across the
bros,
court.
yeah, brother came up too. Yeah, I like that. I
Brother
like that
jumped out.
transition, man.
I'm good. I'm good. But I think. I mean, I wasn't mad at that. I thought it was his daughter. I would have liked it a little bit more if it was his daughter jumping out the crowd
Instead of
just
the
to protect
brother.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah, brother, closer to the same age. Like you jumping out there to fight. Like what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I didn't mind it. And what Kim Mulkey said, she's right. I'll say that. Because she had plenty of times. Her and Angel Reese was going back and forth. Angel Reese pulled her hair a couple times. Like she had plenty of times to take it out on Angel Reese and never did. Um, but I'll say this too, and I'll say this because I just heard it actually on a podcast. I think it was 520 podcast with Jeff Teague and his boys. If Don Staley was to say that, she would be getting hell. Why are you making this about a fight? Why are you supporting this? No, fighting on either side is bad. Why are you, saying she should have went after somebody else instead? Kim Mulkey gets away with that. We ain't, imply what you will imply there. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I didn't have a problem with it. Nobody got hurt. I thought it was a cheap shot. I thought it was unnecessary. And the fact that you ran across the court, you could have stopped yourself. Um, but I mean, those two teams don't like each other.
Yeah.
Even though LSU don't stand a chance against some girls, but I'd rather see them play Iowa or somebody. Because
Yeah, I think it'll be more of an even match. And then another thing too, just kind of staying with LSU and everything, with Angel Reese not making. I don't know if it was an All American or something like that. Like if you really watch, and I've said this a while ago, I think Angel Reese is good. I don't think she's great. I think she has a lot of potential to get better. But I've never been the biggest fan of hers. I think they have a great team. They have shooters. They have a lot of other, great defense on the team. Last year, I think they're a little bit better than they are this year. But and even with the addition of, um, what's the girl's name that came from small
my
white
girl,
girl,
Van Halen, Lindsay,
Haley.
Haley Van
Yeah,
Lit,
yeah,
Haley Van Lit.
yeah. So and there was rumors that she was probably going to go and leave somewhere else next year. So that's going to be interesting to see how
She
she does that.
should.
But she's not ready to go into the league either, by the way. Like she's
Who? Haley?
Haley, I don't think she's ready to go. She's not ready to
Bro,
go. Paige isn't
you're
ready. There's
crazy.
even other girl from
She's better
Stanford.
than
Even
Paige. She's better than Paige.
Paige is well, that's
Bro,
tough.
I'll tell you this.
I
I'll tell you why I say this. Haley averaged damn near 20 points the last 2 seasons. LSU has hurt her game. Kim Mulkey is trying to make Floje and Angel Reese the stars of that program. Haley's the best player on that team, and she has to play like a point guard. Like she's dumbing her
yeah.
game down to fit in to be
Yeah.
accepted on that team. She's literally the best scorer they have, and she doesn't even shoot as much as those other girls. And like you said,
I,
Angel Reese is limited offensively. Um,
yeah.
Floje is in transition, open court. She's like a scorer more than a shooter. But Haley's the best shooter, probably the best scorer on that team. I think if they leaned into that more, dog, she averaged 20 a game in the ACC as a sophomore and a junior. Like she's a scorer, and she was the best player. Like she was the top player on the scouting report while she was averaging 20. That's hard to do,
What
bro.
what school was she at? Was it
She was at Louisville.
Louisville? Yeah. So I don't know that she'll necessarily go back, but yeah, for rumors around that she's going to be gone. Definitely would love to see her be the star, have everything run through her, and then from there, okay, bet now you go ahead and go to the league whenever you're ready. Even old girl from Stanford, uh, number 22. I can't remember her name right now, but she's another one. I think
Brink?
she's probably going to go out. Yeah, Brink. Yeah. Um,
Yo,
I like
you tripping. You said she's
what?
not
What
ready?
is? No. I like her game. She's gonna probably go right behind Caitlyn in the league if she
Okay.
goes out. She hasn't declared yet, but she's probably gonna go. But I do like her. Need a little more muscle. She's definitely very small. She definitely should work on her shot a little bit. But yeah, down low, defensively, block. She easily averaged 3-4 blocks a game, easy. But um, yeah, man. So I'm excited for this. Definitely excited for WNBA, the NCAA women's. But if they match it up right, and we can somehow get deep, deep, deep in the tournament, LSU, South Carolina, LSU, Iowa, whatever the case is, they need to make sure that happens. So I'm excited for that. So yeah, so on to your. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I see in the comments. Tyree said, "Why we ain't talk about the Players Championship?" I'll go off on that. I could talk about it. I'm looking at the leaderboard right now. We got Xander Schauffele, Rory, like he said. Clark, Wyndham Clark is on the top, in the top of the leaderboard at 7 under right now. Shout out to Matt Fitzpatrick, who's only a shot back after day one. If y'all been watching the Full Swing season 2 on Netflix, they've been going in, and he's clearly out of his big brother's shadow right now, because his big brother don't even look like he's on the leaderboard. But shout out to him too. He's clearly one of the best players on tour. But Matthew Fitzpatrick is balling. I'm sorry, Matthew Fitzpatrick is the one up there. His brother's not in the top 10.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Tyree, he's that's my little homie, man. He probably got into golf maybe about 3 years ago, I think, from what I've seen.
Mm.
And he's definitely been out there and recording himself on the
He in
swings and
Dallas.
all that stuff. Yeah, yeah, he's in Dallas. He bowls too. So he was actually somebody
He
that
don't
we
he don't f with us. He don't mess with us like that. Cause I ain't seen him on the bowling alley or the golf course. What's up, bro? I
I
do both.
ooh yeah, 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 yeah. So I've been.
I do both.
I mean, he got a kid now and everything. I got two, so I got more of an excuse. You got an even bigger excuse, Marlon. But yeah, but no, I need to definitely link up with Tyree, and we ain't bowled, and I haven't bowled in a while. So Marlon, me and you haven't bowled in a while. So if I can, if I can get out there for what do you call it, a quick nine, and you know, mess
Man,
around, and
you won't even go to Top Golf with me. What are you talking about?
I could do Top Golf as long as I can drink there. I'm good. If I go Top Golf, I'll be
Hey,
fine.
hey, because
I could do
I gotta
that.
see you at Top Golf before I take you to the golf course. If you can't
Yeah,
make it
yeah.
at Top
I
Golf,
don't.
we're not.
I probably ain't gonna make it to Top Golf. But since you went on your on your golf talk, I gotta talk a little tennis. This is the Indian Wells time right now, so
Is that the Racist Open?
there. That's a good one. That's a good one. It's a lot of people don't know about that, but yes, that it is a one. We still got a couple of us that still playing there, but uh, as far as shout out to Coco Golf, she's still in it. She's gonna go up against a beast. She goes up against Sakari from Greece. We'll see what happens with that. If Coco does win that, she does go to the final and plays Iga Swiatek, who's the number one girl in the world. But Coco's number three, so she ain't nothing to play around with. So we'll see what happens with that. After that, Miami Open that starts on Tuesday. So we'll see how that goes. All the stars will be out there. And Djokovic actually lost, so this opens up the door for my guy Ben Shelton's from the U.S. He's only 21. He's serves 150 miles an hour easy, which if you don't know how fast that is, go look it up. He's in the record board. So, but
I'm
yeah,
returning
there's a
that
lot of good. Okay, I would love
backhand.
to see it. I would love to see it. I would love to see it. So we got a lot of good. Center is I think Center's going up against Alcaraz actually right now I believe. So that's gonna be a good match. So yeah, so you could go ahead and talk about your golf. I'll talk about my tennis, man, and
I
that's
love
one
it.
thing I would have loved to at least learn how to play. I ain't saying I was gonna be good or nothing like that, but just taking tennis
At
lessons and all
tennis,
that stuff, I would have loved it. Oh yeah, I would
that's
have
a good
loved to.
workout. We should go play
Just
sometime.
I don't, man. You know what's crazy? And this is just Damien always tries to get me out to play football again. Some homies try to get me to just play basketball here and there. Just nothing serious. I'm afraid to pop my other Achilles, truthfully. We got a 3-on-3 league at the church that's coming up, I think next week or the week after. And they want me to play. I got kids to go run after. I can still do my workouts and stay fit and stay active, but just a quick, fast motion, and especially just how you can pop a Achilles, a knee, a ACL. I'm scared, man.
Hey, it takes a real
I'm
man to
scared.
admit that. It takes a real man
I'm,
to admit
I'm,
that.
because all that means is more pressure on my wife, and that means I got to get, yeah. I ain't trying to have a
Hey,
problem. So
hey, clip that part up, man. Husband of the year, early candidate. Clip this up.
yeah. So, but shoot. Other than that, how's North Carolina looking? I know right now you guys are sitting nice at number 2, but depending on how everything happens,
Well,
uh, possible number
let's
1
see.
seed.
Yeah, possible number 1 seed. It's probably a long shot. They are fourth in the country in the AP poll, so maybe not as long a shot as it seems. But
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee, if they win their conference tournament, they could be a problem. Creighton, I don't see them sneaking up.
Creighton.
Arizona in the last year, the Pac-12 holding it down. But I mean, I think they could. They could sneak up into that one line, especially if one of those top four fall off and they win that conference tournament, which they
Mm-hmm.
should do, especially now that Duke just lost. I think they play Pitt next week or tomorrow in the semifinals of the tournament, the ACC
Mm-hmm.
tournament. Pitt has beat them 5 of the last 7 times they've played. But I mean, it's a lot on the line right now. So if you can get a 1 seed, hopefully they don't mess around and put Duke a 2 seed in the same bracket, but are the same side of the bracket. But North
Mm-hmm.
Carolina's looking good, man. Houston, I don't know if Houston's really as good as their record says, or they just don't play as good of a conference schedule as everybody else. But I mean, they're up there.
Mm-hmm.
UConn is up there. Purdue. I think Purdue will lose in the second round, maybe third round of the tournament. But yeah,
We gotta
man.
we gotta do a bracket, like
Yeah,
a
we didn't do one last year.
Marlon
We gotta
versus
go back in.
Marlon bracket or something. We can post it, have everybody join, and
Heck yeah.
we can yeah, we'll
Winner
do
gets
that. So
winner gets some custom shoes.
oh, I like that. I like
Winner
that.
gets some what's the yeah, customs.
I like that. I like that. Yeah. Well, shoot, man. Other than that, man, you got anything else? I know we got opening day coming up in exactly 2 weeks from now with the Rangers. I don't even know who they play against, but opening days. Padres just made a trade. I don't know who they got, but Padres just made a trade. So I think they got somebody yesterday.
Yankees got 2 of the top 3 players in the league right now. At least that's what they reported them as. Shout out to the Padres for Soto. We appreciate y'all. But yeah, man, baseball season's on the round, and on deck, if you will.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
and
looking
by the
forward
way, I
to
don't
it.
want to dive too deep into this, but I don't know. I hope, I hope Russ is able to revive his NFL career and he can actually do some things in Pittsburgh. They did trade away Washington, or was it Johnson? One of the two. One of them guys got traded away. So hopefully he can at least make some noise and get a nice 2 year, 3 year contract after this year. I mean, they gave a Kirk Cousins off of an Achilles tear 4 years for $100 something million guaranteed. So hopefully, which he would be close to 40 with that contract. Aaron Rodgers got money and he's 39, 40 right now, popped his Achilles. So
Hopefully, Kirk Cousins had Aaron Rodgers' doctor work on that Achilles because, uh,
he better be ready. He better be ready. Because,
but but
yeah,
then again, isn't he on the Falcons? Didn't he go to the Falcons?
yeah.
7 games, 7 wins is a win. So
And especially
low
in that division,
low
I
expectations.
mean, and then Baker Mayfield's coming back, and
Shout out to
and talk
Baker,
about
my guy.
talk about talk about getting a bag. Mike Evans with 2 years, 52 million and 26 guaranteed. Talk about getting a bag. I think it's like 35 guaranteed or something like that. Like that's a contract right there.
Yeah, shout out to the Bucks, man, for holding it down. Mike,
Yeah.
um, what did he say? The first player in league history, 1,000 yards his first 10 seasons or something crazy like that. So shout out
Hmm.
to the Bucks for doing the
Yeah.
right thing by him. It would have been a travesty to see him in free agency. I would have loved it if the Cowboys could have got him. He's a Texas guy, but that was back when I was a Cowboy fan. So who cares now? Um, but yeah, shout out to him for getting paid. My guy Baker, I've been rooting for Baker, man. I've been wanting to see him do well. So
Oh, I got something. One last thing before we go. I got a new favorite player in the NBA. Anthony Edwards. Man. And which is wild because here's the thing that's crazy. As far we didn't talk really, NBA right now,
send the
but as far
vid,
as
send the video. Send a video. Oh, you didn't see that when he made that girl get the abortion. He kept telling her to send a video. That's not funny. That's not funny. That's not. Yes, it was. It was hella funny. It was hella funny.
Yeah. But pause. He's one of my favorite players, and he's coming. So, but yeah,
pause again. Pause again.
I said pause, man. One thing that I love about Ant-Man, and he's all in, comma. Did you see with Skip Bayless? No, that was funny. That was funny.
I don't watch Skip Bayless.
I don't either. But it's all over everywhere. And it's all in, comma. It's that.
Yo, this is crazy. What show are we
on? That's all I got. Hey, Skip said it. I didn't. But yeah, that's all I got, man. You got anything else, man? This was a
no. If I had anything, I forgot.
After that.
Yeah.
Oh, this was a good episode, man. Yeah, we will. Draft is coming up, like I said, in a couple weeks. No, I'm sorry, a month and a week, maybe about 6 weeks. Opening day is here, March Madness. We'll try to get some brackets out, as Marlon said. He's going to pay for some custom shoes for the winner. And
what if we just do like $5 an entry, and then I'll pay the difference.
Oh, okay.
You think people will do it?
No, but we're gonna have to start promoting now if people are gonna.
Yeah, I think Selection Sundays. Selection Sunday might be in a couple days.
It's the Sunday,
or maybe we'll do a free one. See how it goes. See how many people we get. If we get enough people though, I like that. I like that idea.
Yeah,
we'll see. Work with Officer Old Man and see what we could do.
Yeah, we'll start promoting. So yeah, that'll work. Bet, cool. Well, that's all I got. I'm gonna go and make sure these kids are asleep. I gotta get in tomorrow. We got a wedding to go to, and it's the 15th, so I gotta try to get in early and get some stuff done. And
you working this weekend?
Yeah. I probably end up having to go in on Saturday for a little bit. I'm working at an event on next Saturday.
Oh man, I'm working next Sunday. You should switch with somebody.
No, I'm not. Not on a Sunday.
It's 1 to 5. After church. It's no football. But yeah, I didn't volunteer. I was voluntold.
Yeah, facts.
But I'll see you online this weekend because I'm manager on duty all weekend, so I'll be there Saturday and Sunday. Well, I'll be here.
Cool. I was supposed to say you ain't gonna be there. See you online.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, we'll catch y'all next week. Peace.
We out.